Hello, and welcome back. I know I haven't done any videos in a long time, just long story, I'd rather not get into it, but basically, a lot of interviews or reviews are now going on for Iron Man 3, because, well, showings and whatnot, and, well, I've had the pleasure of seeing it too, so this is going to be my review. It's going to be straightforward, nothing really much, and there is one thing that, I did not like about this movie, but that's going to be a huge spoiler, so that's going to be at the very end, and I will give a spoiler alert when I get to it, okay? So here's my review of Iron Man 3. Alrighty then, Iron Man 3. Well, we have this one, which, the learning from Avengers, they did a little bit better with this one than they did with the second one. With this one, it was pretty much what you expect from an Iron Man movie. It was fun, it was entertaining, it was exciting. It was pretty much really much like I've said from for the other Iron Mans from before. It was just a rock and roll movie. It was great, enjoyable, something you can watch with family and just watch over and over again. Just be entertained, pass the time, whatever. Different with this one than the other ones. They tried a little bit more with Tony's personal problems being a superhero, because after what happened in Avengers, he's just a little tormented in a way. Not really tormented, just has serious problems. So they've tried doing that a little bit more than previous films, which was nice and a little bit different. And also the fact that, people are like, they're going to get hurt, like we've seen in the trailer with his house actually getting blown up, which when they got to that scene, because it's been so glorified in the trailers, it's not as impactful to me. To me, it wasn't as impactful as it should be, but it was still interesting to see it. They had a lot of interesting characters in there. There's some nice new ones they added. And because of Avengers, of how things are, the people in the Marvel Universe are now reacting to how things are. So there's a lot of fans of Tony Stark's now. There's a lot of fans of Thor and Hulk and all those other people in there. So it was pretty interesting to see that. The boss, there was an actual fight scene with the villain in this. If you remember the other two movies. This is no spoiler, but if you remember the other two movies, the fight scenes were just done like that, with the main villain, it was just done. It was like, okay, why even bother with a fight? But this one, it was an actual struggle, it was an actual fight, which was really good to see for once, and actually made you grain your teeth, actually kept you able to see, because you didn't know whether or not Stark was going to survive this. This villain was, like, big, and it was pretty cool. So that was a big plus for it. What was also cool was that we had like two different villains in this one. We had the Mandarin, and I can't remember his name right now, but he created the Extremis virus, and he becomes a very interesting villain in this as well. And it was cool to see how that developed and how the virus reacted. It created some very cool henchmen along the way. And there is, of all these good things, there is only one thing that is wrong with this movie, and I'll get to that a little bit later because it's a spoiler. But so far, as all these things that I've told you so far, I would give this movie, I'd say 3 stars, like I give the other movies. 3 stars, good, golden, great movies, fun to enjoy. Very good. And I'd watch them over and over again. It's great. I'm not particularly a Marvel fan, more for DC, but for these Marvel movies that they make, they are fun, and I do enjoy watching. But now here's the spoiler alert. I've already gave my review of how good the movie is and whatnot. So if you want, you can just skip the end. This is the end for it. But spoiler alert: the only thing I did not like in this movie was how they treated the Mandarin. Because supposedly he's supposed to be like the arch nemesis of Tony Stark, from what I've done in research. But with this one, they treated him kind of the exact opposite, because later on, though, you find out he's not as he's supposed to be. So, didn't really kind of like that, and it was kind of built up to it. And the way they treated in the film, for the film, it was interesting, but it was kind of like, especially if you're a fan of Iron Man, you're like, oh my god, the Mandarin, his arch nemesis, and then you get to it, you're like, what? How you just, it didn't fit right in. To me, it could have been treated a lot better, but it was still good. It was still fun to watch, and minus this one disappointment, it was still a good movie. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you for watching this, and I hope you do enjoy Iron Man and all the other future Iron Man movies and future Marvel movies that are coming out. We got Thor coming out in November, and Captain America coming out pretty soon. So I hope to see some stuff for there. And also, there, of course, you probably will stay to the credits anyway, but there is a scene at the end of the credits that kind of ties everything together. So, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.